What's going on, guys? Thomas XSL here, and I want to start off this video by saying I was a bad Neko. Oh, I was a bad Neko a couple days ago. I actually got kicked out of a group just the other day. Of course, you're going to be asking what on me or what about me got me kicked out of the group. Was it my laid-back persona? No. Was it my sideburns? Could be. A lot of those guys were bald. Actually, it was my sense of humor. And I don't have a twisted sense of humor. I just have a sense of humor. And apparently it didn't really match with theirs, and there was some friction there. And so what happened was, we were in the group chat, and somebody was saying some little like quips in group chat, and I was quipping back, and they got all bitchy about it, and they told me, hey, watch it, and this and that, and I told them, you guys can kiss my ass. And then they ended up calling me an asshole, and they kicked me out. They kicked me out of the group, and I gotta say, that's kind of a badge of honor right there. I mean, this is supposedly a group of badasses, and they call me the asshole and kick me out. I guess they couldn't handle me then. But so if you do get kicked out of a group, this is my first time, by the way. I'm actually surprised. I'm still in half the groups I'm in. But anyways, if you get kicked out of a group just for being yourself, congratulations. I guess it means they can't handle you. Too much for them. Too badass for them. And it was funny too, because they were just afterwards. They were like, "Oh, you just effed your SL up," and it's like, "Wow, don't flatter yourself. Your group wasn't all that to be in." A bunch of overpriced crap, and a midnight mania board that never locked down. To hell with you guys. So tonight we're gonna go on this little mission, on this little quest to find what the oldest Prim in Second Life still is. And I had seen it before I ever thought of making videos, so I knew it was still around. And I tracked it down here to Freelon, and I swept over the sim and looked and even did area search and could not find it. And the only conclusion I could come to was that it's been pulled up. It was like a virtual tourist kind of deal where people could come in and see it. And I'd been here before, but I forgot what sim it was on exactly. I kept thinking it was in Natoma, but it's not. It's here in Freelon sim. But I guess since then, the owner of it has pulled it up. And now a lot of people, I'm going to show you what it was, because a lot of people think that it's the man statue, and then other people think it's the, what is that called, the Arc de Linden Grande, which is now the Library of Primitives. But actually, those are actually newer than the Prim I'm going to show you. And the oldest Prim from Second Life was this. Oldest object in SL, January 25th, 2002 is the date, and it had a note card. I think it had a note card, an actual copy of the Prim that you can touch for info, but that was it. And as you can see, it was at the base of a couple of small the man statues. And I'm gonna go back real quick in case you don't know about like the man. There's the man statue, and this, let me get the name again, the Arc de Linden Grande. Those were both pieces of Second Life before it was Second Life, when it was actually Linden World. It was going to be called Linden World. The building behind me is actually from 2003, and it's still standing, which surprised me because there's quite a bit of old type stuff kind of laying around still. Here we're going to walk out of Freelon into, oh, there you go, take your free Stone Age copy. It says landmarks of the 16 oldest Sims in SL. Yeah, it's free, and it's got some other freebies. This is actually crossing the border into Daboom. I couldn't think of the name. It's into Daboom, and we're okay. I'm about to say we hit a sim. We crossed the sim landmark box, all color sims. If you didn't know, there was a bunch of sims. I think some of the first ones to come online. And there's slate, olive, mocha, noir. Of course, they're all chartreuse, argent, crimson, indigo, maroon. They're all color names, of course, or names of colors. They're not too far from here. Actually, there are a couple. I think there are a couple rows of sims to the north. And here we are. Oh, crossing back into Freelon was a lot smoother than going over to the boom. So this is an old place right here. I imagine it's in its original location, and over there past the trees is this shop here, which is the Chip Midnight shop. It's where he's the maker of the clothing templates that thing's freaking me out. Well, he's the owner of or he's the creator rather of the templates that we're using in GIMP to make clothing with in Second Life. Pretty nice store. That's his place, and about the biggest thing that's here besides the Chip Midnight store is this grotto from 2003. So we're gonna go on a mouse look, and we're gonna drop down into it. Now there is a bit of nudity here, and I'm gonna try not to show it so my videos don't get messed with on YouTube. But over here is an alpha texture of a lady. As you can see, I'm going to pull back, and as you can see, it's just alpha texture on the flat prim. When I first came in, I thought it was somebody was there. So this is a pretty cool little spot. You can sit down on the side. It's got a tracker here. It says 0 Thomas XSL resident 2 meters, and then there's a clock. This one's a tracker, the black one, and then the blue one's like a clock. That's set. It should be set to, yeah, it's set to Second Life time. There's a pretty cool waterfall, and if you walk through here, yes, you will fall down. And no, I'm not gonna try it. I already did it once. I wasn't expecting it to be. Wasn't expecting it to be as deep as it was. Go ahead and sit down here. Can you sit down? It's not scripted to sit down, but if we go up close to it, we can manage to sit down. There we go. That was sudden. Where are we at? Here we are. Just got my cons wet. Well, I was hoping to find that Prim here, because I thought that would be a really cool video to make. Unfortunately, this video was kind of a bust, but I did get to show you some pretty cool old stuff. Not much, but gave you some of the lowdown on that oldest Prim. And behind me are some very old pictures of avatars, pictures of what old avatars look like back in 2003. That one kind of looks like Candy Sucks a little bit from Grand Theft Auto Vice City. And some of the spiked hair, you notice the hair looks very different from the hair that you see on people nowadays, and that's actually the hair that you can expand out of the heads, the default avatar's mesh hair. People could do some pretty creative things with that hair until the later Prim hair, like you see on me now. I'm actually wearing some of the Prim hair that came later on. You can see some of it has flexi Prims where it kind of sways and kind of moves around. A little on the top there is moving around. So anyways, guys, this is the video on the oldest object in SL. It was a cube they rezzed, I imagine, just to test out the in-world editor and how rezzing was going to be. And I imagine they rezzed it out and then pulled it right back up to preserve it. But I'm going to keep my eyes out and see if that Prim resurfaces anywhere. I do have the name of the gentleman that owns it, so I've actually IM'd him, but he hasn't answered me back yet. But I want to see if it's gonna make its return back in ASL. I also looked at the library of primitives to see if it was up in there, being that is the library of primitives, but I could not find it. So anyways, guys, from the grotto in Thunder Electric's land, Freelon, this is Thomas XSL saying, hit that like, subscribe, and rate button, and take care. Where were you in 03? I bet it wasn't building this thing.